add to the HON family. Let's get started.